This is our 78 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz Custom Classic. So this video will cover a few different things. First off, there will be a very slow-paced walk-around of the car. Following that, I'll do a second walk-around where I'll show close-ups of all of the blemishes under direct sunlight. And then there'll be some clips of the interior. So this is a pretty special car. There is an article on the Chicago Car Club blog on our website that kind of tells the whole story of this car, but it is a unbelievable survivor, totally untouched. 200 original miles, original window sticker still on the glass, plastic never removed from the interior. The steering wheel still wears its protective plastic as well. But yeah, 206 original miles. We haven't even buffed the car yet. Usually we buff and wax every car when they come in here before we do the photo shoots and all that stuff, but this one we have opted to leave it exactly as factory. We have not replaced the filler panels, so you'll see some little cracks there. As I mentioned, you'll see cosmetic blemishes close up later on in this video, but it is a, as it left the factory, Eldorado Biarritz Custom Classic. So the Custom Classics, they were sent to the American Sunroof Corporation from the Cadillac factory to have the two-tone paint applied and have the little Custom Classic bits applied, like the gold badging and trim pieces. But this car is unbelievably well preserved. It was actually stored in a sealed storage container, which was a little unnerving when we first heard that, because we've seen cars that have been kept in long-term storage in storage containers. It didn't really age too well, but this one was totally dry. These cars are unreal. You'll see a whole bunch of, actually do a video walkthrough of the underbody later in this, so you'll see that, but it's pretty wild to see a car like this that's been, you know, especially one that wasn't undercoated from the factory, to see one that's, you know, kept this nice. So no dents or dings in the body whatsoever. Just the filler panels have cracks, obviously. Pinstripes aren't peeling. Everything is extremely nice, really. The car was stored with the hubcaps off of it, so we just put them on for the first time, so they appear as new. Obviously original tires. No dry rot, no flat spots. The car does run and drive. We record the radiator just so that the car would, you know, be able to run without overheating. We left everything else original. There's actually a photo in the listing of the inside of the carburetor, and it's just unbelievable to see how well preserved it is. You can see this little chip there on the driver's side of the hood in the brown finish, and then the filler panel with the little cracking there. Those are made of it's a type of rubber, and over time it gets really brittle. Then you can see there's a scratch there on the roof, which is unfortunate, but you know, we didn't want to touch it up. Top is in extremely nice shape. Never seen rain. So you can see there the other filler panel. Just the slightest bit of oxidation on all the chrome. Tiny, tiny bit. Honestly, stuff that you can maybe wipe away with an acidic solution, but, you know, as I mentioned over and over, we did not want to monkey with this car. All of the charm is in how original it is, untouched, and we intend to leave it that way. We certainly can buff and wax it, you know, make it, you know, look like $1 million before we ship it out, but we will give the buyer the option to do that. And you can see there, you know, no dings or anything on the hubcaps. Extremely nice. Trim pieces are all like new. Rockers are super clean. No bubbling anywhere. These cars are bone dry. They came out of the Detroit area, but obviously have been in storage their whole lives. So the interior, super cool to see. I mean, no signs of wear at all whatsoever, like new. Plastic never removed. This car does have a CB radio. And we actually have another Eldorado, and we've been talking to each other on the CBs. So CB is functional. No warping or discoloring, nothing like that on the dash. I mean, the car hasn't really seen sunlight. There's the odometer, 206 miles, 8-track player. And then you can see even the original carpet, perfectly clean, no stains, not even around the gas pedal. Interior stayed protected, except for the seat back, but that presents as new. No scuffing whatsoever. Close up at the door jambs and the sills. And you can just see, extremely impressive. Rear seats do not have the plastic on them, but they don't appear to have ever been sat in. They are, like everything else, close to new. No kicked open markings on the door panels, nothing like that. Weather stripping is all perfect. And then here's just a good look through of the underbody. We always see the inside of those panels rusting. Absolutely none here. Gas tank, you can still clearly see the build date on there from '78. Can still see all the little dabs of factory paint all throughout the car. This car was not Z-barred, was not undercoated. So it's pretty amazing to see them preserve this well. I mean, that's the original exhaust with no rust holes in it. And I don't think I've ever seen that on an old Cadillac. All the blue paint's still there. That stuff usually burns off, but in 200 miles, there really wasn't a lot to burn off. Again, we had the radiator re-cored, and that's it. Just so it's not, you know, pouring coolant out of it. The car will run and stay cool. But for all intents and purposes, it's as new as these things can get. Absolutely no damage anywhere. You can see all these inside corners, just unbelievably clean. Lots of shiny black finish. And then all the bubbling prone spots are just spotless. I mean, that rocker trim is hard to believe. Very, very, very rarely do we see a survivor of this level. Inside, out, underneath. Just a truly impressive car. Very special.